Good morning. Sorry for the inconvenience and the late. I had some technical problem with my mobile.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning. So this is the reason I was late today. I was trying with my mobile, and just now it had got connected with my laptop. So let's start our class. So how many of you have performed that yesterday's task? I think most of you would have done it. I hope.
Yes, sir.
The reason is it's very simple, and we have already done it in Raptor. If you have remembered it, we have printed the same table type of thing in Raptor. So I will just repeat it again on how you need to think about your logic. Okay. So one thing you remember when you are printing something like this, how you observe. So I'm just repeating it but for you because I have already told you in the Raptor tool. But I also want to repeat it again because you will observe how the pattern observation will be done. So for example, I want this to be printed, right?
Sir,
So
Yes.
you're not
the screen
sharing
is not
screen.
visible.
Okay, okay. Thank you. Okay, right. Thank you for reminding me. So this is what I want to do. 2 into 1, 2, and 2 into 2, 4, 2 into 3, 6, 2 into 4, 8, 2 into 5, 10. So this is what and so on I need to continue. Okay, printing you keep it aside, but first of all you need to get these values at least. So for that you slightly observe what is happening here. One thing I will do is I will write something like 2 and this is 1. Okay, this is 2. And this is the same thing I will continue for every line like this. So what I will do, I will write in the same colors. Okay, next. So 2, 3, 4, 5. And next one is 4, 6, 8, 10. So if you observe this clearly, you might understand that these are three different variables, right? Because I understand that this is one type of value, this is one type of value, this is one type of value. So these are just symbols and operations, right? If you want to do operations, you need to use this asterisk symbol to multiply that. And if you want to print it, you just use X to show that it appears in this form. So here you observe that this is considered as one value because it is looking very constant. Everything is repeated with 2. And this is incrementing actually. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And multiplying this one constant and one increment, you get a value. So it should be a computed value. So I keep another variable here. So I simply take it into consideration and write that this variable is constant, okay, 2. And this variable is an increment I, and this variable is answer ANS. This is what I keep. So now, how do I write the logic based on this? So now I observe that I need to get the value. So I need to ask the user what is the table that you want. So he will fill the constant. Then I will write a for loop in such a way that the I should increment from 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, so that I should be multiplied with constant and get the answer. So every time you get the answer, you need to print it in this manner. So let us just try it out on how we can do it. A simple thing. Okay. table.py. Right. The first line I need to give, first I will write the pseudocode. Okay. First I will write the pseudocode for you to understand. Okay. I will say it's an algorithm. Maybe you can write it as pseudocode. The first step is read C. Read in the sense it understands that C, you are not saying assign C because assigning is something like a fixed value. But you are writing something like it is read C. That means you are trying to read it from the user. Okay. So maybe I will use.
Where means input, sir?
Yeah. Yes. Input from the user. So I will write it like this. It will be fine. Okay. So that it is a multiple line comment I am using. The next thing I will use is I need to say something like the looping starts actually. After reading C, the looping starts. So the loop will be something like this. I will begin with loop and what I will say is, okay, it should be actually initialized with 1. So algorithm is different from what we write a little bit. So I'm writing like this. So assign I with, sorry, assign I with 1. So from 1 we are starting. Okay. And the next third step is loop. Next fourth step is after assigning it with 1, I need to check if I less than or equal to 10. So this is what my idea is, because the range between 1 and 10 I want to see. So check if I less than or equal to 10. If true, okay, if true, then go to step 5. Okay. If false, okay, we will decide what step it is. So I will write something like if you are going to step 5, then what you do is you need to multiply it. Okay. So I will say C. So answer is equal to, so answer is assigned with, so this is what we represent in pseudocode, right? For equal to is C, the constant that we have taken as input, into I. This is what we are doing. After that, I want to say put, that means printing. So I will say this is what I want to print. C into I is equal to answer. This is what I want to print. Okay. Next, the 7th line should be, if it is false, I think it should, okay, I need to increment I, right? So I is equal to I plus 1, go to, so after this again I need to repeat it like a loop, okay? Go to, which step I need to go? Which step I need to go for a loop?
Step 3.
Step 3 or step 4, whatever you think you can go through, because we have started with step 3 with loop. Okay, go to step 3. Again, it will repeat. Again, it will check whether I is less than or equal to 10, because every time you are incrementing I and then going to step 3. If the condition is false, then you need to go to the next step is step 8. Step 8 is nothing but stop. That's all. So go to step 8. I think it makes a sense, because I am reading C and now I am assigning with I is equal to 1. Then I am starting a loop. So I'm checking, like, simply we write in for loop like for I in range 1 to 11. Okay. So I'm checking if I is less than or equal to 10. So I will start at 1 and it will end after 10. So when it sees 11, it will end. It will only go from 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So I am telling that if it is true, go to step 5. So it will be going to this. If it is false, you can also write else false, then go to step 8. So until it is true, it will go to step 5. After step 5, it goes to step 6, print it, and it goes to step 7 where I is incremented. Then again I am saying go to step 3. So again it comes here. Again the new I value will be checked whether, because we have incremented, now I becomes 2, and it checks whether the I is less than or equal to 10 or not. If it is true, it comes to step 5, and it goes on like this until I is 11. If it again checks if I is 11 this time, it is not satisfying this condition, so it will go to false, and it says that you need to go to step 8 where it is stopping. Now let's write the same code now. So I'm closing the algorithm comment. So now I will write code. So this is what the procedure I always try to find. This is where I also want your record to be when you write any code, the algorithm or the pseudocode first, and then you need to write the coding. Don't directly jump into the code. First think about what you want to do. So the next thing that you do here is you write the code. So I write the constant C is equal to integer of input. Can you repeat with me why we are using integer for input?
Sir, because input in default takes strings value, sir.
Yes. If you write input, it default takes string value. So we want now a number, which is an integer actually. We are only working with integers now, no other data. The integers are something like 0 to infinity, and here from 0 to minus infinity. So all negative numbers and all positive numbers without any decimal points are considered as integers here. And infinity is not the case, but there is some range which we will discuss. We will compare each and everything. So I want an integer. So it's a number. So I want to typecast it. Any string that is converted. For example, if I want to say, if I take some a as a value, can it be converted into an int? Will it accept converting into an int?
No, sir.
No. Yes, it's illegal in Python because in actually C programming, there is something called, we can directly convert it to an int, but what it gives as an integer is its ASCII code. But here there is nothing like that. And if you give some A as a character or a string, and if you are trying to typecast int, it will give you an error that the taken input is a character and you are trying to convert it into an integer. This is the error that it gives you. You can test it out. You can only convert the number format. That means the character 0 can be converted 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Only these characters can be converted into integer. Remember that. So if you know ASCII code, 0 to 9 number system is also is considered as characters. So they are both considered as characters and numbers. So anything that consists of these characters, any string, maybe you write 544, sorry, 545. Even though you write it, 5 is considered as one character, 4 is considered as one character, 5 is considered as one character. So these three characters are called one string, but still they are part of 0 to 9 character set. So this can only be converted into an integer because these are the symbols for numbers in integers. Okay, so technically speaking, I am telling to you, that's all. So this is what I need to mention. If somebody asks you a question why we cannot convert a character like alphabet into an integer, and why could we convert a character like 0 to 9 into a number, then you need to answer these things. Okay, I hope you understand. So you can only convert something into an integer is only 0 to 9 characters. Nothing can be converted into an integer. It is illegal to convert. Okay. So anyway, మనం బ్రెయిన్ అప్లై చేస్తే మనకు తెలుస్తుంది జనరల్గా, బట్ టెక్నికల్లీ స్పీకింగ్ మనం అన్ని మాట్లాడుకోవాలి. సో ఐ హ్యావ్ ఎక్స్ప్లెయిన్ దీస్ థింగ్స్. So C is we are taking as input. Now I will start this looping now. This whole thing I need to write it in a single line. That's all. Single line or double line something. So for I in range 1 comma 11, because it goes from 1 to 10, because up to 11 antunam. So if it is up to 11, we only talk from 1 to 10. When it comes to 11, it will stop. So after this, it will now try to print it. So these are the lines I want to take into consideration, because this line, you carefully see the 7th line and the 4th line will be taken care of by this for simply, because first it assigns. Yesterday we have tested it, right? We have seen how the memory works in the RAM. So we have seen that in this case, the I is initialized with 1 as the starting value, and every time it repeats the loop, I is incremented as I is equal to I plus 1. As I have shown you how you can do it in C++, this is equivalent to C and C++ like this. I is equal to 1. Okay, I is less than or equal to 10. I is equal to I plus 1. This is equivalent to this actually. So simply they have made it like this. In C++ or C, we write it like this, but they have just converted this one to a very simple format. This also has the same meaning, right? It tells that I am starting I with 1 and I am ending with I is equal to 10. And every time you try to increment I whenever you are coming to the looping structure. The same thing happens here, but simply we have done something like range 1 to 11. This acts like this. Okay, this entire statement which I have now highlighted will be taken care by this. So it assigns I to 1, it checks whether I is less than or equal to 10, and every time it increments I to I plus 1. So inner statements are all equal. So for example, I will now write answer is equal to C into I. Okay, because I is our increment according to our thing. Okay, this is what I have observed 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this is incremented. So I want to keep this in for loop. I want to make this in constant. So whomever it might be, if I take 3 or 2 or 5, this will be multiplied. So 5 into 1, 5 into 2, 5 into 3, like that. So we are making a universal program. After that, I want to print every line. So print, okay. Yesterday I have talked about format, right? So I will now do it. So 2, this I am taking as 2 into, this I am taking as the I value is equal to, this I am taking as answer, sorry, 2. Now tell me how to write the format. What are the values I need to fill in the format? What is 0, what is 1, and what is 2 according to me?
C, I, answer.
E, I, answer.
And answer. Okay, C, I, and answer. This is what I want to print. So after this, stopping, that's all. So I have even done these two things. If the condition is not satisfied, it ends the program. Okay, you can also print stop. Okay, you can also print here start, so that you will understand where it started and where it stopped. You can also write start. That's all. Okay. For the same line, I want to just intimate to you how it works in C. Okay. So you can write it like this.
Sir, that print stop will repeat 10 times, no, sir?
No. Why it will repeat? Just look into that once more. Will it repeat, Paul?
No, sir.
Because every
Indentation.
comes into the indentation is only part of for loop, as I said. Everything that is outside indentation is considered a separate statement. Okay,
Okay,
but
sir.
if I keep the same thing inside it, it will be part of for loop, but I did not. I have come to this. So for without your confusion, I also give one line extra, okay, so that you will not
Okay,
be
sir.
confused. So I'm just dividing everything now, you see, okay. So this is one statement, this is one statement, this whole thing is one compound statement, okay. This is another statement, this print. So I'm writing the equivalent of C and C++ here. Printf, you can also see how I am writing it. Percentage D into percentage D is equal to percentage D. So this is what I give, okay. And the next thing is that I need to give the line in order in which they have to be printed. C, I, and answer. Okay, this is what done in C++. The same thing that we have done in Python. Okay, if you are interested, you can just look into what I have written. That's all. Okay, so I'm just closing the bracket. The same equivalent that we do in C++ or C, in C basically. This is in C, but remaining logic is also same to C++, but C++ has a different print version. This is the same equivalent of Python. Okay, so most probably almost all same, but the only thing it changes is this one and the internal part. So basically, if you want to print 0, 1, 2, the format, then you need to say C, I, and answer will be considered in a line. Okay, right. Let us execute it, save it, and execute it. So Python 3 space table dot py. Okay, it started and now it's asking my input. So for that, what you do, because it is not a very good habit of writing, a blank statement where the user doesn't understand what input to be taken. So in competitive exams, it is fine in competitive coding, but when you write a software, it should be easy that if you write a message there. Now, I don't understand why the computer is stopping there. So, but because I have written the program, I know what constant I want to take. Let us take 2 as C value. Okay. And now see, it has given me the table. So 2 into 1, 2, 2 into 2, 4, 2 into 3, 6, 2 into 4, 8, like whatever I have thought about in my board, this is the output I expected. And this is the output I got, observed output, and it stopped. So it is very easy for you to first write down the workout, understand what is the problem that was given to you, how the output should be coming, and then write a pseudocode or a flowchart, then convert it into a code that will be very easy for you to do it. Let me give some input here so that please enter what table you want to print. Okay, so I'm giving like this, save it. Okay, now I'll do the same thing, clear.
Sir, for clearing that terminal, what do you write, sir?
Clear, C-L-E-A-R, clear.
Only clear.
Sir,
Answer is yes.
sir,
Yes.
sir, I have yet have a doubt. Like, why is it like 0 into 1 equal to 2? What does that help for? Again, I'm confused with that.
I will tell you. Is it Mahak?
Yes, sir.
So I got this table again. So this time I have I have written this as a wrong spelling. Okay. So I want this. Please enter what table you want to print, and I have printed this 3 because I have given 3 as a table. Right. So coming to Mehak's doubt again, I think Mehak I have explained, but I want to explain it again. See, actually, this is a function which works like an array. So an array of all the variables that it is keeping. So to my explanation, I can write it like this. I will put it into comment. Okay. So this place is 0th place. Okay. This place is 1. This place is 2. So that means the C is having the 0th index, I is having first index, and answer is having second index. Mahak, have you remembered that we have discussed this type of thing?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Yes.
In
Yes.
an order, in programming, even if you consider a list or an array, it actually starts with an index 0 and it ends with some n. Okay. So 0, 1, 2, 3 I consider. Now what I have given is, if I have written this type of statement, like in flower brackets, the number 0, in flower brackets, the number 1, it understands that this 0 is belonging to the 0th index of the format function. What is there in the 0th index? C. So here C will be replaced. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Next,
Got it.
it understands that in it is 1. So here I will be replaced. Here answer will be replaced. So
Sir, one doubt.
yes.
Sir, why can't we directly write as C into I equal to 1, sir?
You can write it, but I want to make you know this one is also very important later on for your projects. You can also write like this directly, but you know, the problem is you need to keep commas, you need to keep, you know, for everything, like, you know, you need to print it. It's very difficult for you. The first thing is I write C and maybe I will write plus. So I'm concatenating it like this, but let us see what error it will give and then we will change the format so that you will understand. See how difficult it is for me to write all these things. Is equal to, okay, and answer. Okay, this is what we try to bring. Let us save it. There is no syntax error. So what I did in compilation, there will be no syntax error. Sorry, there will be only syntax errors that will be given. No other errors will be given. Other errors will only be given during interpretation. So it starts, okay. So let us enter 4 this time. Yeah, what happens, you see? It gives me an error. After the first loop, if you are trying to print the statement, that is the reason for interpretation. In C and C++, as I told you, if the error is there here itself, it will directly give that I cannot perform this operation. Okay, so but here what happens is, when I am executing it, it has run all the statements. It has run through this statement, through this statement, through this statement, and it also printed this statement, and it when came here, it is telling it's an error. This is the part of interpretation. So whenever it executes, it only says, because there is no syntax error, compiler did not give any error to us. But during interpretation, it gave an error. The reason is, this is an illegal operation. Why I said? Earlier I have said the reason. Why it is called an illegal operation, can you tell me?
Adding string and integer elements.
Cannot be added to string.
Yes,
Yeah.
it is correct. So this is an error because we are adding, so concatenating, we are trying to concatenate string with number. That means an integer. So this is wrong actually. So this statement to be corrected. So I will completely put it into comment. Okay. Right. Now let us see the same thing, how we will write it. Print C, let us keep comma, X, comma, I, comma, 2, comma,
C.
answer. Okay, let us test it. So what I have given, C, comma, X in the sense into my knowledge. Okay, comma, I, comma, equal to, comma, answer. Let us see. So this is the answer that you unsupported operand type for plus, int and str. So as I said, plus is an operator which can add two integers or two float. Okay. And plus is an operator which can concatenate two strings. So the both operands should belong to the same data type at most. But if you give integer and string, if you are trying to concatenate or add, it doesn't understand. I cannot concatenate an integer, right? I can only add integers. I cannot concatenate an integer. I can concatenate a string with another string, but I cannot add a string to another string. So it is getting confused. One operand is integer, the other operand is a string. How can I do what operation? I am not even overloaded with it. I think those who have done C++ earlier, you know what is the concept of overload. There we can overload a plus with concatenating two strings. Now this is a new thing that it is seeing. It's completely mindless, you know. Integer can only be added to another integer. It cannot be concatenated to a string. So this is the reason why it gives an error. It doesn't know what to do it to it. So let us write the same thing. Let me clear it so that you will have a straight view. Okay, I'm typing some 2. Okay, now it's printing it. Right, so what it is doing, every time it is printing 2 times. So this is the way you can do it, Mehak. So I feel technically it is very good because you are going in depth into Python using this format function. But if you write it, it is also okay. There will be no error, but keeping commas and doing all this sort of thing is little bit difficult and people doesn't understand what exactly these strings are. Instead of this, we can give it like this, which can be understandable. And the other aspect is, wherever you want to use C, you can simply put 0. Why to every time type C and all? It's really little bit professional. I think you understood, right?
Yes, sir.
Sir, I have a doubt.
Yes, ask me.
Sir, how is statement number 23 working? I mean, is it something like it is calling a built-in function and that function is
Yes.
taking 3 arguments?
Yes, it is calling a built-in function called format, which we will also try to write it down. Okay, మనం కూడా రాయొచ్చు దాన్ని సొంతంగా. So it is calling a built-in function called format, and in which whatever parameters that you pass. So these are called arg star, and it can accept any number of parameters. So for example, if you define a function, మనం Raptor లో చూసాం. In Raptor, you might have understood that if we take only 2 variables in a function, it only accepts 2. Can it accept 3? మీరు ఎప్పుడైనా చూసారా Raptor లో? If you are, for example, I'm telling you a scenario. You are defining a function in Raptor with 2 input variables and 1 output variable. Have you remembered that for addition? Yes or no? So you are
I
saying,
didn't actually do Raptor.
So you recently joined or what?
Yeah, yes, sir. I joined yesterday, so sorry.
Okay. Right. I think Saurit and others, whatever it might be, for others it is Raptor, for you it might be C++. If you take a function and you define a function with 2 variables, can it accept 3 variables?
No, sir.
No. But this format function is a super function which can accept n number of variables in it. So it can accept n number of parameters or arguments in it. So whatever you take, in an order, the first parameter is called 0th parameter, the second parameter is called first parameter, the third parameter is called the second parameter. Did you understand? So
Yes,
if
sir.
you write this 0 in the flower brackets, if you just write like this, it will not take it like this. It will take 0 as a string. But you are clearly giving it as part of your flower bracket. Now it understands that it is an index number. Index number of what? The format function. Okay. So wherever you keep 0, that 0 will be replaced with C.
So, sir,
Right?
basically
You
what this
understood?
function is doing is it is assigning the values of particular arrays to C, I, and
Yes.
answer.
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
That's correct.
Thank you, sir.
So I can also write it like this. For example, I say string 1 is equal to Kranti, string 2 is equal to teacher. Okay, this is what I am writing. See how I will print it. So I can use it in different ways, you know, to print something that you want to be in a sequence. Anyway, slowly I will make you understand with various programs also with the same thing. So I will write something like 0 is a 1 and 0 is a good boy. So I'm a good boy. So format. So what I will give now, str1 and str2. Now what does it say? Now you can replace and tell me. What is that
It
0th
says
in str?
Kranti is a teacher and Kranti is a good boy.
Yes, that's correct. So this is where you will get the output. So wherever you use 0, that will be replaced. So for your benefit, I will also show this so that you will understand. I will put this one into comment. Okay.
Excuse me,
So
sir.
I will execute this. Oh, 1 minute. I will just execute this and. Okay, so you can see how it has done. Kranti is a teacher and Kranti is a good boy. Yeah, somebody has said, please.
Sir, once can you try in the 25 statements, once can you try keeping int C, I and answer?
I did not understand. Let me quote it. Okay, now
So
let
in
me.
the 25th statement, sir.
25th statement. Okay, let me do it.
Yeah, sir.
This is the one. So I will remove this C++ if possible, or okay. Why it is bringing inside it, I don't know, but okay, fine. Yeah, can you tell me what you want me to do?
So can you keep int like C, I and answer? Can you keep it in int and once can you run it?
C, I, and answer.
You can write print brackets int C, comma x, comma int x.
So you want to say it's like typecast?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Why you convert into int?
So it'll work, sir. Can you just try, sir?
Once
Work, but
trying, sir.
already C is an integer and I is an integer. Why do you again convert into an int? I don't understand. Do you remember that? Do you understand what I am talking about? Yes, it works. Let me see. Yes, definitely it works. But what is the difference that you ought to tell this class?
So that was my doubt, sir. Why is it coming? It was already in integer form. Then why is it again coming when it's again typecasted?
One thing is this typecasting's main role is anything that is not integer and anything that is integer also it will try to convert it, but in a legal format. That's what I said. It can convert 0 to 9 number system. It can see if you send an integer inside it, again it will do the typecasting. Are you understanding what I am saying? It is not illegal to convert an integer into an integer, but it's a waste of time, that's all. Okay. So let me try in an interpreter and tell you so that maybe you will try to understand. Okay, I'll just zoom it. Okay, now let us see int of 6. 6 is just an integer, but you know that's not illegal. Python did not make it illegal to convert an integer into an integer. So it's a waste of time. That's all. Why do you want to convert it? You can also do it like this. Okay. It is converted into an integer. Okay. Did you understand? 6 is a string or a character there, and now it is converted into an integer. It is useful. So nothing is illegal here. but this one is a waste of time. Now try to convert something like this, 6.5. It is converting into an integer. So even a float value with a decimal point is being converted into an integer 6. Okay. So because it is removing that 0.5 and it is only making that 6. It is not thinking about making a floor or a ceiling. That means if it is 6.5, let me consider 7. The decimal point will be removed. That's all. So here you need to consider that nothing is illegal for this. If you want to convert 6 from float, see, a normal integer 6 is being converted into 6.0, which is a float value. Okay, so it is a decimal point. So you can convert float 6, still the same thing. You can also convert float of 6.5. Yes, and you can also, okay, fine. And by this time you might have understood that nothing is illegal, everything will be legal here. But the only illegal thing is you cannot convert A to this, and you cannot convert float A dot B to this. Did you understand? Hello?
Yeah, sir. Yes.
Okay. If you want to ask, you need to ask the Python inventor why you made it legal if already it's an integer. So there is nothing much difference between int of C and only C because both are integers. Right. I hope people have understood it, and I think the time is up. So we will discuss in the afternoon the remaining part of this for loop, and also we will talk about different puzzle programs. Okay. Right. Thank you. Bye bye.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.